Do you know that your penis is what you eat? And this pastry I have, which I love, is not good for your sex life? Stay tuned and find out why. So, why is sugar bad for your sex life? Well, let me tell you why. Because let's say when you eat a cookie or pretzel or something that's called carbohydrates is like pasta, bread, anything sweet, pastries. So when you eat that, especially if it has fructose in it, glucose is what your body uses. But when you have fructose in it, it gets broken down. The fructose part goes to your liver, and what happens is that it gets broken down and converted into free fatty acid, and the free fatty acid becomes inflammation. So sugar, when you eat sugar, it inflames. So what is inflammation? So inflammation is when something in your body trigger an immune response. It's almost like a fire in your body. What does that fire do? That fire kind of create an environment where the cells in your body are just not working optimal, and it just kind of like overloaded, especially if you eat sugar. It goes to your gut and it damages the lining of your intestine and your gut, that allows like harmful substances to be absorbed when your gut is supposed to be protecting you. So like bacteria can get in or chemicals, and that trigger inflammatory response. Inflammatory response is almost like a response that your body create to protect yourself from harm. But then when it does that, it creates this environment that is almost like a fire that causes the cell to be overload, so it's not working as well. Also, when you eat sugar, you increase the production of cytokine, type of cytokine that are inflammatory. And these cytokines are like proteins that your body produces, and the inflammatory cytokine increases your immune response. The bottom line is that the cytokine cause your body to almost like fight against itself. And that's when you see a lot of autoimmune disease. And some of the inflammatory cytokines or these protein is the tumor necrosis factor alpha and interleukin 6. And you see interleukin 6 a lot in the joints when you have arthritis or when in a painful area as well too. Another thing that sugar causes is that production of what's called advanced glycation end product, or AGE. It is a harmful compound that combines with sugar, protein, or fat, and it actually goes and it damages your cells and your tissue, again, increasing inflammation. The mechanism is fourfold: through fatty acid, damaging your gut, to producing cytokine, and then producing AGE as well. So it's pretty important to know this, because that way you can avoid to eat this inflammatory sugar. So some of my patients say, what are the bad sugars? Well, the bad sugars are the one that is in your sodas, your sport drink, all your pastries, anything that is dessert, anything processed, like, anything in a bag. I had this, one of my favorite, anything that's in a bag or box that is sweet, you shouldn't be eating. And a lot of times when you go out and eat, sugars and fructose is hidden in the food that you eat. Snacks that are sugar is not good. What you want to eat is what the Mother Earth gave you, like fruits that grows from the tree or on the ground, and you want to eat nature. Okay, you don't want to eat anything that is in a bag or a box, because those are the inflammatory sugar. And not to mention that sugar can cause tooth decay. It also is inflammatory to the lining of the blood vessel, the endothelium. And also, sugar can also cause weight gain, type 2 diabetes, and as a result, heart disease. Be very careful what you eat. I always recommend eating a Mediterranean diet, which is more towards lean meat and complex carbohydrates. And what are complex carbohydrates? Complex carbohydrates are whole grain bread, fruits, vegetables, any vegetables, all right? How they work is that they slowly and steadily produce sugar in your bloodstream after it is consumed. and it doesn't give you the peaks and the valley like this. Because when you eat a cookie, the first 30 minutes or an hour, you feel great because that sugar hits your bloodstream, you get that extra energy, you get extra focus, but then you crash later after about an hour and a half because the sugar levels in your bloodstream go up and then it goes down like that. That's what the peaks and valleys are. And then you end up being more hungry after like 2 hours. You end up eating more. And eating complex carbohydrate is a way to prevent the roller coaster of high and low blood sugar. And also fruits and vegetables keep you full longer as well too. On top of that, it's just a lot more healthy. There's ways to cook vegetables that are tasty. My husband is not a vegetable person either, but we have to kind of marinate and spice it up. And I use the air fryer a lot. It's easy, but it's also healthy. You can just put it in there and it cooks the food within a few minutes, and it's a healthy way to eat. Now, we cover why sugar is bad, but why is sugar bad for your sex life? Because of those factors I mentioned, inflammation to the endothelium, the blood vessel. What happens is that you start having less blood flow that will flow down to your penis, and then your heart may not be as healthy, and then your gut is leaking in chemicals and bacteria, which then make your cells and your organs just not functioning optimally. It's almost like your car needs super unleaded. You've been giving it regular unleaded. It runs, but it's just not optimally functioning at that time. So treat your body like a luxury car that needs super unleaded. Don't give it regular unleaded. So what are some of the signs and symptoms that you know you have inflammation? I experience this when I'm not in my best, and you can actually experience this after 24 48 hours of eating high sugary content. Some of the symptoms that you experience is joint pain, muscle pain, stiffness, fatigue, headaches, rash, diarrhea, and constipation. They're very general, and you can probably attribute it to, oh, I'm just not feeling well, or maybe I caught a cold, but it could be a sign that you have inflammation as well. Studies have shown that if you lose about 10% of your body weight by just eating less, eating smaller portion, and decreasing your sugar content, you will actually decrease inflammation in your body, and you will feel a lot better. You won't hurt as much. In fact, your joints carry 5 times your body weight. So if your knees start to hurt, your ankles start to hurt as you're walking down the stairs, if you weigh like 100 pounds, if you just lose 10 pounds, you're taking away 50 pounds on your joints. So that's why you're going to have less pain, but it's also will decrease the chemical inflammation in your body as well, on top of the decreasing the physical load. And you need sugar. I don't advocate that you go on a no sugar diet. You need sugar. I'm not a big proponent of limiting a macro carbohydrate from your diet, strictly like a keto or a paleo. So for a typical man, American Heart Association recommend that you consume about 36 grams or 150 calories a day, or 9 teaspoon, not tablespoon, of sugar a day. And for a woman, 6 teaspoon or 25 grams of sugar, or 100 calories of sugar. So the good way to do it is to look in the back of what you're eating to find out how many grams it is. This bag I ate today per container, oh my goodness, has 71 grams of total carbohydrate, and total sugar is 10 grams. So my allotment for the day is 25 grams. So I have another 15 grams to go for the day, and I can probably fulfill that, which is probably a bite of cookie. So knowing your numbers and keeping track of it is also helpful as well. So on your phone, you can download a free app like MyFitnessPal. You can log in what you eat, and just think, if you just decrease your sugar content, eat less often, you can go a long way in helping you feel better. And not only that, it's for your bedroom performance as well. All it is just knowing what to stay away from. Think of fruits and vegetables, turn down that dessert. And sometimes if you feel like you need to have the dessert, maybe one bite is enough instead of the whole portion. We often end up eating more than we should. Our brain get feedback from the stomach, and it's a delay message. So your stomach may be full, but the brain doesn't get that message until 15-20 minutes later. So that's why sometimes you feel like you overate, because the brain is delay in sensing that you're full. So if you feel a little full, stop, let the brain catch up. And oftentimes you'll be amazed that you end up probably eating a third less if you just eat slower, chew each bite about 20 times, and then you end up eating less because your brain will catch up your stomach. And just think that if your plate can be filled with vegetables, about two-thirds vegetable and one-third protein, you may get full faster because the vegetable has more fiber in it. Vegetables that are crunchy are good. Beets is good for nitrous oxide, arugula, spinach. That's how you can increase the blood flow. So you are what you eat. And Dr. Alan Mishra, who I interview on my podcast, says that your penis is the indicator of your health, and it really is a warning sign. So if you start to have ED, it's a warning sign, it's a red light in your engine that you need to kind of slow down and look at what you're eating. Maybe the first thing is, how's your diet? Are you eating those pastries, those sugar? And I can't tell you how many times I would speak to my patient, and their daily diet is 3 cans of sodas and a hamburger followed by fries and chips. Those are the worst things you can eat, because again, it's a sugary, full of carbohydrates, simple carbohydrate that is inflammatory, that would then lead to decreased blood flow, not to mention like diabetes and weight gain and high blood pressure and increasing the immune response. So I hope that you get something out from today's episode. And I asked you to do just one thing, maybe today, maybe just whatever you're eating, try to chew 20 times and try to stop early and without feeling full. And then we'll see what happens. And start eating some fruit and vegetables. A little bit go a long way. Having said that, you know that I love to hear feedback, and I hope that you will subscribe and share this podcast with others that you think may benefit from this. I'll see you next time. Hello there. Want an amazing sex life? This free gift is going to give you more sex by helping you get harder and lasting longer. Let's talk about the most sensitive subject, the effect that aging has on your sex life. If you're over 40, there's about 67% chance that you have to deal with one or more of these issues. You sometimes go soft in the middle of sex. You sometimes have trouble lasting long enough to climax. Your erection just doesn't feel as hard as it used to be, and your penis is not as sensitive as it used to be. You cannot reach orgasm or ejaculate. You sometimes have trouble getting an erection. These things lead to frustration and embarrassment when you cannot please your partner. My name is Dr. Ann Truong, and I've been treating men for issues like this for over 25 years. As a board certified medical doctor who specializes in men's health, I helped over 7,000 men reverse the effect of ED. As a way to introduce you to the ED treatment that I offer, I want to give you the most incredible free gift ever. But don't let the fact that it's free gift fool you. This powerful gift will help you get harder and stay and last longer, and may just revolutionize your sex life, making sex more exciting, more thrilling, and an amazing experience again. How is that? So here's what you're going to get in this most incredible free gift. Number one, a good morning wood smoothie recipe. This is my specially formulated antioxidant recipe that will help you get harder and stay, and stimulating more blood flow. It is formulated to increase your nitrous oxide level, which is one of the biggest keys to making you harder and firmer more often, and will also help you last longer. It is filled with lots of greens that create more nitrous oxide in your blood. This smoothie will give you that morning wood effect and will also make you harder on demand when you need it most. And you'll see the effect in about several weeks. Number two, nitrous oxide testing strip. You will also get two of these strips, which you will use along with simple instructions to test your nitrous oxide level in your saliva. Nitrous oxide is a gas in your body and is required for good blood flow to the organ. The strip can determine if your nitrous oxide are deficient, which can help us advise you on the best way to reverse your ED. Even more important, since ED is an early warning sign of problems with circulation and heart health, this can also be a great way to prevent heart related problems such as strokes and heart attacks. Number three, and the best part of all, a 30-day free trial access to the Modern Man Club. As part of our mission to make men hard again, we launched the Modern Man Club as a way to provide education and support to a community of men who's on the path to reversing their ED, with pre-recorded and live session being offered every week. I will help men regain sexual health through training, support. I will be there all the way with you to hold your hand through so that way you can overcome ED and have your best sex life. Members rave about this session and the sense of community they gain by being a member of the Modern Man Club. And all you have to do is to say maybe to this offer. And once you say maybe, you will be on your way to a more fulfilling and exciting sex life. So all you have to do is fill down the form below, and then I will see you on the inside. Thanks for listening to the Sexual Health for Men podcast. If you love this episode, then please take a screenshot on your phone and post it on Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you post. And be sure to tag me and let me know why you like this episode and what you like to hear in the future. That will help me know what's great for you, and I would love to give you the most incredible free gift designed to help you improve performance quickly. Go to my website at sexualhealthformenpodcast.com to get the book, The 5 Common Costly Mistakes Men Make When Facing ED. I would appreciate it if you subscribe, leave a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen, and just know that you can have sexual vitality for life. I appreciate you. Until next time.